Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to another reaction video for today. And we got a lot of Silent Hill 2 stuff, baby, because of course they just dropped the barrier when it comes to the marketing, I guess, because they were holding it back. Like, no, don't market it at all. No. We haven't released a trailer or gameplay for like a couple months. The game comes out in like a month and a half. No, and they were like, all right, release it. And a bunch of gameplay, hands-ons, new story trailer. That story trailer is so good, by the way. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie. Watch it. If you want to see someone about to cry on camera, go ahead and watch that reaction, especially towards the end of the reaction. I don't know why I'm advertising that. Don't watch that. Anyway, so Silent Hill 2 hands-on preview. This is from IGN. There's a GameStop. See, I knew I was gonna do it. GameSpot one. But we're gonna watch this one because I guess for some reason I trust IGN. I don't know why. It's always just there. I should watch other people, but whatever. IGN's here. Yee. Anyway, so let's get to Anyway, let's get to it, shall we? This is a oh man. Hey Bloober. I've been defending the hell out of Silent Hill 2 remake. I was like, you know what? I think they're gonna do a good job. You got, hey, listen. You gotta nail it. This is your big shot. Like, I know people like Layers of Fear 1, 2, and Layers. Wait, is the remake just called Layers of Fear? Or not remake? It was like what was that new Layers of Fear game? Was it? It wasn't a remake. I think they took the first two games and combined it into one. Right? Wasn't it supposed to be called Layers of Fears? That's a better title considering if that's the case. It was the. Anyway, but their best game was like probably Observer. No, not Absolver. Observer. From what I've seen, that game looked really cool. Anyway, so let's take a look, shall we? I've been hearing really good things from people that played it. So let's go.
In my restless dreams,
do the music.
That town. Silent Hill.
Yes.
Ever since the release
Resident
of the Resident Evil 2 remake,
I see that city, Raccoon
developers
City.
have returned to the well en masse to give their classic games a new lease of life, more often than not with mixed results. From what I've seen so far, the upcoming Silent Hill...
Yeah, they fucked up. They shouldn't have gotten Bluebird. They should have gotten Blue Point. They fucked up. Now, Bluebird's doing a really good job.
2 remake doesn't come close to hitting the heights of Resident Evil 2, a blueprint for how a great remake is made, but it certainly feels like developer Bloober Team has made a lot of the right decisions when building on the survival horror classic's undeniable legacy, even if at times it feels a little too safe.
Okay, alright. There he is. Looks great.
I played the opening 3 hours of Silent Hill 2, and it was immediately apparent from
3 hours?
that the remake gracefully captures all the important elements. An oppressive tone and straightforward game mechanics, even when the task itself is being obtuse. As with any Silent Hill game, atmosphere is king, and Silent Hill 2 immediately and consistently puts you in a state of unease. A thick fog surrounds the town just like in the original, but now benefits from modern lighting and volume.
Oh, it looks so good. That chunky fog.
Thanks to today's technical...
Looks like I just rip it up and play with it.
The streets are now filled with a new level of detail.
I love groovy music.
Are explorable, and strange sounds, cries, and groans are dynamically lurking around every corner.
That sounds like
I
it's
can
behind
imagine
him.
it would have been incredibly tempting to layer music into the Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah, no,
bringing
please.
the scares more in line with
You play the music during cutscenes.
contemporary horror hits, but its slavish resistance.
The only music I want to hear, it's not even music, it's that fucking radio. That's it. And also towards the end of the game, there's like a lot of eerie shit. I mean, there's a lot of eerie sound effects and stuff that I can't really consider music, but it's
commendable.
it puts a sadness in my soul.
Energetic sounds of Silent Hill are where the game really sings, or rather, drones.
There you go. That's the perfect word for it, drones. Oh, man. Dude, every fucking interior looks incredible. Look how good this looks. I'm even watching in 4K, which I should be, probably. Because this is all new gameplay. Oh my god, it looks so good. Look at fucking textures on everything. Everything looks grimy and shitty and dusty and disgusting and awful and nasty. Looks like my house.
Every
perfect.
room in the Woodside apartments creates its own version of uneasy tension, subtly assaulting you with an oppressive, unearthly soundscape of pulsing.
And this is when it's not as scary right now.
Is an organic audio.
Oh, it's so loud. It sounds like it'd be right
From the moment
there.
that protagonist James enters Silent Hill, the onslaught of bad vibes is present, and it never lets up for a second. Often fear is driven by anticipation, but Silent Hill 2 is all anticipation.
I want to say, did they change James's? Wait, what was that for? Whatever. Oh, I know. Never mind. I want to say they changed his face from like even some of the earlier gameplay we saw.
With the sounds of the live figures and code being
I wanted to say that during the story trailer, but I was too transfixed.
ever present. In some ways, it's a difficult state of mind to be locked into.
It's a great car. Texan. Is this a Texan boy? I'm a little bit country.
And Hill 2 has stepped up its visual and
Hey, look at this Texan boy coming up on my feet like that.
audio game.
Playing Tootsies, come on.
But that's to be expected for a 2024 release. The
Is that
big
Gluck Gluck Lake? Oh, hell yeah, I didn't go to Gluck Gluck Lake.
visual and audio game. But that's to be expected for a 2024 release. The bigger and perhaps more impactful change is perspective. With Silent Hill 2 adopting the trusty over-the-shoulder playstyle, that's become a
Not a bad
staple of the
choice.
genre.
I would really like games to do a fixed camera perspective sometimes. Like, we got indie games that do it, like Tormented Souls does it, Crow Country had it, I think you actually control the camera with that one, I think. What else? There's a lot of like games that were trying to like replicate the old like tank controls, top down, vibe, but no big games yet. Wouldn't it be so sick if they made a new Resident Evil game or Silent Hill game in that perspective? That would have been so good.
What had once been considered sacrilege for the series now serves the gameplay well, helping the unearthly combat.
I don't think it's a problem. It's just that it was a problem in those games. You know what I mean?
Surprising.
Dude, someone made a mod for Silent Hill 3, I want to say, where it's it was definitely because it was Heather. I think it might have been 4 also, thinking about it. But where it was a over-the-shoulder camera, and it looked pretty good. Like, it looked good. I mean, it's definitely not how I would say you should play Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, or 4. Remake is a different thing, because I'm sure it'll be built like that, with that. But
familiar.
in mind,
Like the original, James's arsenal is limited,
that's cool.
with the only available weapons in the section that I played being a handgun and his trusty wooden plank.
Yeah, let's go, bitch. I still find the angle to be weird when he's like swinging it behind him. You know what I mean? It just looks odd.
It's certainly light and rudimentary, but Silent Hill 2 was never about that. It's serviceable in a way that complements the character's ability. Although I imagine it would have been
Nice aim. You fucking nailed it, bro. You got him.
extremely tempting for Bloober Team to strap James up.
I was gonna say, just wait until the fucking crosshair gets smaller. That means better aim. You can play Resident Evil fucking 2?
Although it would have been a disservice to the character and the story it's telling.
I get it. It's very nerve-wracking when you fight pretty much anything in Silent Hill.
To say that James doesn't have a new move in his locker, though. Silent Hill 2 implements a new dodge mechanic, allowing James to quickly dart out of the way of an enemy's projectile vomit or pyramid head swinging blade. It's a simple shuffle, not a Dark Souls-like forward roll.
You know what? I will say it's kind of funny thinking about it. Like, now, pyramid heads, oh, he's scary. It's like, sword. It's like, come on. They should have like a slow-mo effect, too.
It's a tool that helped me quick.
You know what? I think James should hold his gun like John Wick. Pyramid Head's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this, bro? You're not supposed to be this.
The lying figures threw up their guts all over me. Perhaps the biggest compliment I can give is that it's a move that feels like it always should have been in Silent Hill 2.
That should hit him, but alright, whatever.
It's a move that feels like
right?
it always
I'm not
should
losing it,
have
right?
been
Maybe
in
it did. Hold on.
Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, his ass is dead. James is dead right now. He's just having a fever dream for the rest of the game.
So far, the
Motherfucker's split in half.
story is largely faithful, and I visited all the locations I expected to in the first few hours. The opening jaunt through the streets of Silent Hill is expanded though, tasking you to solve a puzzle involving a jukebox. and forcing you
I'm about to say, I think that's new. I don't
to
remember
visit
that.
several of the town's locations. Along the way, there's
Yes.
plenty to examine further.
It would have been so easy to make it so here's a mini map. But I'm glad they didn't do that.
And marvel
At least I hope they didn't do it.
the detail layered into this once sparse location.
Break it. Yeah.
While purists may scoff at this addition, I feel like it's
Wait, I'm sorry, go back.
to examine further and marvel at the detail layered into this once sparse location.
Right. I mean, I want to. I don't want
While
to.
purists may scoff at this addition,
I take it back.
I feel like it's a
I don't want to
smart
look at this fucking world.
move that encourages you to spend a little more time roaming in the iconic foggy streets.
Yeah,
and
no,
it's certainly a welcome addition
that is perfectly fine. I don't know why people would complain about
before
that.
you spend a large portion of the game.
If you're a purist, just play the original games. I mean, that's the purest you'll ever get with Silent Hill.
Well done, dark hallways in a largely linear path. Fans of the original will be happy to hear that the remake doesn't hold back with its returning puzzles. Like the original, the remake scales clues based on your difficulty level. But even on the normal difficulty setting, I found some puzzles momentary head scratches that encouraged me to truly absorb my surroundings. Especially after hard switching from my kill everything that moves headspace. Fans of the 2001 classic and the Resident Evil series know exactly what kind of thing to expect, using environmental clues to solve riddles and combinations. But it felt like there was a little less signposting in Silent Hill 2 than in its peers. It's hard for me to quantify this.
Yeah, the puzzles in 2 and 3 in particular are very obtuse, let's just say sometimes.
All I can say is
it's just like... Actually, I should say especially 3. 3 has like some wild, like, what? The logic? I'm like, what the fuck?
The usual urge to brute force the puzzles was quickly replaced by a
It's like Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney logic. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
wish to legitimately solve them. Hopefully that speaks to the puzzle's design and not the pressures of the PlayStation environment.
Okay, yeah.
Bloober Team's decision-making...
Dude, it might be the pressure of playing this fucking game, trying to figure this shit out while thinking you're about to get murked at any second by some disgusting hell spawn.
This classic has been clever, but it's not perfect. The dialogue and performances still feel a little too campy and silly for my taste.
What? That's perfect. That's it. That's a positive. What you just said is a positive.
Taking me out of
for his taste. I will say, like, Angela looks... It's not the face. There's something about her animation here that looks very odd. This almost looks like a fan-made thing.
Still feel a little too campy and silly for my taste.
There's something about it that looks weird. She looked great in the story trailer. Here, not so much. She did the whole thing with the knife. That's perfect. I don't think her face should matter. I know some people are gonna be like, "What? But she's not hot anymore." If you know anything about Angela, then it should not matter. It really should not matter that she's hot or not. Like, I don't know what the fuck anybody's like. You should not find her hot. I'm sorry. Never ever in my entire life did I ever think, "Hey, yo, Angela, she a baddie." You know, what the fuck?
Taking me out of the super serious.
Did you play Silent Hill 2? Her story is incredibly tragic. Also, her face looks great there.
Unlike Resident Evil, where the campy nature is a big part of the vibe, Silent Hill in 2024 requires a subtle touch to complement the same masterful approach in atmosphere and sound design. Purists may celebrate its faithful remaking of the original lines, but I felt like there was an opportunity here for some subtle
fart
tweaks.
face.
I only got a small taste of the dialogue though, and Silent Hill 2 isn't exactly known for long conversation.
I mean, that sounds like a massive positive to me. So yeah, there's not a lot, like, until the end of the game, there's not a lot of moments where people really talk for a long time. That's why, like, towards the end, when it starts ramping up the dialogue, you're like, oh my god.
So perhaps it's not any kind of deal breaker.
You didn't love Mary anyway.
What?
Fart face. What?
Another...
She just says fart face in every scene now. That's... When we were doing a remake, we just were like, all right, what can we add to this? And the game is exactly the same, except at the end of every sentence, Laura calls him a fart face. No, Mary calls him a fart face, dude. Maria calls him everybody calls him a fart face. If you listen real close, actually, in this part, Pyramid Head calls him a fart face.
Some inclusion
While he's doing something weird to that mannequin.
is the logical but slightly tedious activity of opening countless kitchen cupboards and drawers to collect handgun ammo and healing items.
I like that. I'm sorry. I really like that in games like this. Scavenging, opening drawers to find things to help you on your quest. I really like it. Like, I even like Last of Us. I know a lot of people bring that up in Last of Us 1 and 2. Even though I will say, if you put the auto pickup thing, it's really funny because you can just walk by a thing and like Joel or Ellie will just go. You're like, what? There was something over there. You can't even see it. They just go. I'm like, what the fuck?
Similar in a way
I didn't even know there was anything near.
modern games like The Last of Us. It makes sense on
See?
ammo and healing items, similar in a way to modern games like The Last of Us. It
Nutrition
makes sense
supplements.
on paper, organically placing your collectible items in realistic locations, but I can't help feel like it took me out of the atmosphere,
Yeah.
altering my thought process from fear to loot every time I entered a new room. Maybe it says more about me than the game, but several times
That's fair. That's definitely fair. To be fair though, in Silent Hill, I would say the first 3 Silent Hill games, I'm always thinking about loot anyway, because I need to find a health pack or something. So it's not that different, really. I guess the only difference here is that in those games, you don't need to look through every fucking drawer and cabinet, really. Sometimes, most of the time, whatever you need, whether it be med pack, ammo, whatever, would just be on like a desk table or something, like, you know? I think sometimes it would be in a drawer or something, but yeah, they need to do a Silent Hill collection, a good one. First 4 games. And Shattered Memories. I love Shattered Memories. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You can say what you will about the gameplay of Shattered Memories, but fuck, the story's so good.
I was jumped on by a hidden mannequin because I had prioritized scouring for pickups instead of enemies.
Help me!
Disappointingly, from what I've seen so far of Silent Hill 2, it doesn't appear to incorporate my favourite feature the best remakes tend to have.
Trying to think what it is. Regenerative health. No, Resident Evil doesn't have that. Auto aim. I'm just thinking of like what a journalist would say. This guy sounds like he knows what he's doing. He's not gonna be that guy. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna say harder difficulty. No, he's definitely not gonna say that.
Taking your expectations based on what you know about the original and subverting them.
Okay, all right.
2002's Resident Evil Remake.
Sure, yes. Still one of the best remakes ever.
Which played around with the dogs jumping through the window jump scare.
You're like, oh, here it is.
All fans expected is the perfect example of how this can be expertly.
What was it? Was it birds instead? Or I think they jump out later.
Crafted. The approach allows for tension of a fake out and the creative space to drop new scares in where
help
you least
me,
expect.
mommy! Yeah, there you go. What the fuck? This is bullshit!
Silent Hill 2 Remake doesn't appear to have any real moments like that, and ultimately,
Well, you only play 3 hours, bro. What the fuck? It's like a 10-hour game.
no
Come
real
on.
big swings that change the landscape for hardcore fans. At least not what I saw in the opening 3 hours.
Hello? Oh, okay, you come into my house. Shoot me. You better watch me spray jizz everywhere.
Remake, Silent Hill 2 falls more in line with Blue
Shadow
Point's
of the Colossus.
faithful Shadow of the Colossus, rather than Capcom's rejuvenated Resident Evil 2.
That is perfectly fine. Dude, you don't realize that Resident Evil, you could totally do that with. You 100% can. So many people would have a problem if they really changed a lot of the shit up in Silent Hill 2. Now, gameplay-wise, I don't think so, and that's what he's really talking about, mostly. He's talking about, like, gameplay, like, you open the door, and before there was a mannequin guy here, but now it's, I don't know, 10 pyramid heads. You're like, imagine. Like, what the fuck? Be like later games where they, like, make pyramid head, like, there's multiple of them. To be fair, that happens in Silent Hill 2 also, but I'm just saying. Before someone screams at me, I know that happens in Silent Hill 2 also. I'm trying not to say too much.
Substitutes bold new swings for a slavish dedication to the original, which by no means is a bad thing, just not the radical steps some might expect.
Oh my god, just go over there! What are you doing, James? The fuck? He's at, why, like, he's struggling. Like, dude, look how big the fucking gap is. Just go yoink, grab. That's your own fucking fault. I didn't realize she steps on his hand. Ha, fart face!
Needed a fresh
the fuck?
And a tune of the engine, and Bloober Team has provided that in spades. But everything else is an extremely faithful reimagining that mostly resists the urge to alter the successful formula of a stone cold classic.
Good. That's. Oh, help
and you want to find out more about Silent Hill 2, then be sure to stick
Ew, help!
with IGN.
Yo, what the fuck is that in your back of the head, bro? Is that like a thing on your pyramid, or is that your skin? Ew, you fucking you look like you smell like dead fish. James saying that while he walked in the closet. You fucking smell like fucking dead fish, you smelly bitch. It's like, what the fuck? No, I was gonna leave your ass in there because I know your ass is in there. But now I'm about to beat your ass. He's like, oh no. So stupid. Alright, so it sounded like it was more like a preference thing with the whoever played this and wrote this and voiced this. I'm assuming it's all the same person. It might not be, actually. He kept saying I, so I'm assuming they'll get the same guy that voiced the narration stuff that also played the game. But because then it would be kind of weird if yeah, it seemed like it was more of a preference thing sometimes. Like, I wish they changed this and this and that. It looks really fucking good. It looks good though, man. I feel like if this ends up being an 8 out of 10, it's a win. We haven't had an 8 out of 10 Silent Hill thing in a very long time. Honestly, it's sad to think, but the best thing we had Silent Hill in the last like 15 years is the short message. Like, you know, I kind of like Downpour. I'm gonna say right here. I never finished it myself. I watched playthroughs because I don't want to fucking deal with it. And I think Downpour is definitely better than Homecoming. But it's still not, I don't think it's a great game, but I think it's a solid little horror game, I think, from what I've seen. I played a little bit of it. Couldn't get into it myself, but then I watched like I actually watched a couple playthroughs of it. I actually like the story quite a bit of Downpour. But yeah, it just doesn't have that oppressive vibe to it like Silent Hill does. And also, a lot of the enemies aren't that scary. The game itself is not terrifying. That's the problem with Downpour, but the story itself is pretty good. I like it. It takes too long to get going, though, I will say. Which I think was a reason why I kind of stopped playing, because I just wasn't that interested to begin with. And I watched playthroughs, and I'm like, you know what? All right. I get it. Cool. Anyway, but that was it. The hands-on preview. So there you go. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Until next time. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.